Beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's recording now. Anyways, guys, this is the fourth episode in our fourth episode in our commentary series here. We started recording this 20 minutes ago, but we had technical difficulties. But
Yep.
this is Corey's Crypt.
This is BDG Reviews.
Yeah, and as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we're doing Devil's Rejects.
Oh, yeah.
I just had to get a drink real quick, but all right, man, we're gonna hit record and or play in three, two, one, boom. All right. Yeah, man, this is I don't even. It's had to have been probably like 6 or 7 years since I've seen this.
Yeah.
How long has it been for you?
Probably about the same. Yeah, it's not one that I watch a lot, but I always enjoy it when I do.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
prefer this over House of a Thousand Corpse?
I think it's a better film, but it's a different film.
Yeah, I see what
You
you
know what I
mean.
mean? Yeah, like I have a better time watching House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think this is the better movie. I think
Yeah.
it's hard to argue. It's one of those things. I enjoy House of Thousand Corpse more. I like
Yeah.
the vibe of it, but I can't
Yeah.
argue that point with people really.
Yeah, because let's be honest, it's not. It's I don't want to say it's not a great movie, but let's put it this way: I could see at some point in the future The Devil's Rejects getting a Criterion release.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
I couldn't see one for House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah. Was this like the big first mainstream one that brought that whole 70s vibe back?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there was always obviously the talk about House of a Thousand Corpses before it came out, and everyone was talking about how it was going to be like a throwback to the 70s type stuff. But, this was the one that really sort of did it, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we were commenting before in the previous when we started recording, that makeup,
Yeah.
man, that's one of the downfalls of Blu-ray. But what I
It
love
is.
about it is it shows imperfections like that.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, it's not like we can,
No, I enjoy seeing
No.
it too because it's more
Yeah.
movie-like.
yeah,
We were
indeed.
also talking how that's pretty boundary pushing with this full new just brutality of dragging her like that.
Yeah, definitely. And like as I said before, I think this might have been in the theatrical cut as well. I seem to remember it. Well, they might have, they might linger on some shots a bit longer on the unrated cut, but
Yeah,
yeah, I pretty much remember all of this stuff in the theater as well.
I wish I could have seen this in theater. And you were
Yeah,
also saying, I think this was right before we kind of had to cut it off because of the recording issues, but you were
yeah,
saying this is a totally different actor.
yeah. The main guy that plays Tiny, Matthew McCrory, broke his foot before filming this, so all that you see of him with the bag on his head, that's a stunt double. I don't know where they got a 7-foot stunt double, but they found one somewhere. And as soon as he takes the bag off, now it's Matthew McCrory.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. See, I
Yeah,
would have never known that had we not recorded this.
yeah.
But
It's it's an interesting little bit of trivia, but it's a shame that he died.
yeah, another Rob Zombie regular died too. That just recently. Remember that guy from House of Thousand Corpse in the very beginning?
Yeah,
He's in a ton of like cult movies. He wears that big mask, that white head.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
remember the guy's name, but
yeah. He lost it recently. uh,
I'm excited
it's
to
sort of a
see
shame.
what. Yeah, I'm excited to see what cult people show up in this movie because it's been so long.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
know
mean,
Ken Foree does.
oh yeah, Ken Foree, Michael Berryman.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course, your standard ones, Bill Moseley and Sid Haig and everyone.
Yeah, was that chick in the first shot chick you saw? Was that the chick from House of a Thousand Corpse?
I
Wearing
don't
that
know.
cheerleader outfit?
It might have been. I
It
mean,
kind of looked like it from that footage from the first one.
yeah, it's it's odd, like, because I mean, yeah, this movie continues on from House of a Thousand Corpses, but it's so different that it could almost be argued that it's like a completely different.
Universe or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's one of those things. It's like a sequel and like yeah, it's just like a Hellraiser sequel. Like it uses the characters but just different stories and stuff.
yeah.
But it is a direct sequel too, so it's just a
Oh yeah.
strange thing. I'm hyped for Three from Hell.
So am I. I mean, I'm just wondering how they're gonna make it work.
Yeah, we were talking about that on the podcast. I like that theory you had where I thought about it ever since you said it, where that's what they're thinking is going to happen.
Yeah, it's like essentially their fantasy is the end of this movie. Like that's what they're expecting to go down, and then it doesn't. Interesting little bit of trivia about this particular scene coming up in the whole shootout and everything. It's actually quite. Let me just see where this bit of trivia is. I got it on my phone here, so I'm looking it up as I go. Um, where the hell is it? I can't find it, but the gist of it is this is essentially almost like a dramatization of there was like some outlaw guy in Australia a
And
long
this is
time
what
ago.
happened to him.
Pretty much. I mean, he had like the like like how they come out in the metal suit and everything.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Ned Kelly, his name was, and his gang, their last stand at Glenrowan in Australia, and he had like the same, like the armor and everything.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of, well, one thing I find interesting about this movie though, that I just seeing the sheriff here, by all rights, we should be cheering for the sheriff.
But we're rooting for these people.
I know, and I
Well, dude,
think
this sheriff's such an asshole, but you don't realize that at this point.
I think what it is like I was thinking about this, and I think you know the Devil's Rejects, if you will, there's never any question about who or what they are.
Yeah.
They're bad guys. They know they're bad guys, and they're just gonna throw down. Where the sheriff is kind of like playing it off as a good guy, but he's, I don't want to say as psychopathic as them, but pretty
He's
damn
insane,
close.
yeah. Which
Yeah.
you find out later in the movie.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though, that this movie influenced so heavily from the Texas Chainsaw franchise, but
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw, the sequel just titled Texas Chainsaw, stole this, like almost
Yeah.
exactly, without the metal suits.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they got to take inspiration from somewhere, don't they?
Yeah, the outfits remind me so much of remember that movie, I think it's called The Exterminator or
Yeah. Yeah.
something like
Yeah, I remember that one.
that. Canon classic.
Oh, yeah.
And also the violent shit films, that Metal Mask.
Yeah. Yeah. I it's always kind of like a creepy looking idea, like the metal mask,
Yeah, it's just intense looking, almost
Yeah.
like a executioner or something.
Yeah, and it's like purely, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like purely like it's not about aesthetics. It's about, I'm going to put this over my face to stop bullets hitting it.
Yeah.
This is like, I don't know, it's just like a good scene.
Yeah, just it's
Yeah, man.
the word
Here
is,
we go.
just intense. I don't remember the word I'm looking for, but I
Yeah.
love the way green looks too in HD.
Yeah. I mean, especially when done like right, if you will,
Yeah, when it's like
'Cause-
nice tight green like that.
Yeah. And I mean, let's be honest, probably the grain in this movie was done on purpose.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was a stylistic choice, and that works, as opposed to sometimes when it's grain just from
An
like a
iPhone
like
filter or something.
yeah, this was obviously done properly, if you will.
Yeah, well, I think this is like 16 or 32 millimeter blown up or something.
Something like that. Yeah, I think so. Uh, and there goes whatever his name was.
Dude, that suit is badass though.
Yeah,
See that? It's almost like creepy looking, like just
yeah,
especially the mother's mask.
yeah, definitely. And that's one thing I've never really got about this. Are they genuinely supposed to be related?
I don't know. That's a good. I assume. I always assumed so.
So did I, but I was like,
What about it would make you think otherwise?
I was just, I don't know, I was just like thinking the other day, about it, and I'm like, yeah, they're all kind of psychopaths and everything, but you know,
Oh,
I
that's
don't,
so
I
sick how
don't,
that starts like that.
yeah,
How it did that freeze frame on her with the gun to her head.
yeah. This is one thing I also sort of thought in this scene. Like, you get all these like living victims.
Yeah.
Knowing these characters as you do from watching the movie and everything, don't you think they'd have just kind of shot them all at that point?
Oh,
Just kind,
definitely.
just kind of as like a big like screw you to all the cops and everything.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I see what you mean.
yeah, because I mean, they're not exactly nice people,
Yeah.
to say the least. And I would think that they'd kind of, you know,
With this dude that got that sheriff, who's that actor's name? I know I've seen him in a ton of stuff.
yeah. We'll see when it comes up. I'll know it as soon as I see it. I'm sure. But
William Forsythe. That's it.
William Forsythe, that's it. Yeah.
And I didn't even have to see it. I was just thinking. I was like, I know that guy.
He's got one of those faces.
Yeah.
Like
Like I can't even think of what I saw him in, but I know I seen him.
exactly. Well, there we go. William
Yeah.
Forsythe. Yeah.
It's one of those things. Like this thing, there's so much like people in it that
Yeah.
just like faces. You know what I mean? Almost like a Dick Miller type thing.
Yeah. That's the sort of thing. I mean, you
Diamond
don't
Dallas
really.
Page. I know that name too.
He was a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he is the white guy, the two bounty hunters.
You'll have to point him out when they come in.
Yeah. Wayne Toth. I've always liked Wayne Toth's effects.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What else has he done with the movies?
hell, he did the what's it called, the old Puppet Masters, like
Oh,
part
okay.
like 4 and 5 and stuff like that, and he did a lot of the Full Moon stuff back in the day. On like a real low budget and everything.
Yeah.
But it shows how he's grown, doesn't it?
Hell yeah.
Another interesting thing, for this role, Bill Moseley actually shaved his head completely so that that wig would look right.
Really? I
I'm
always thought he
thinking
grew the hair.
it's a really good wig.
Yeah.
I think it comes from, that scene in House of a Thousand Corpses where he's got like that red, like kind of like velvety looking suit type thing
Oh
on. He
yeah,
has this
yeah.
really white hair and it just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I think it was probably something to do with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking
Yeah,
about when he's in that, like, when they're going through to Dr. Satan?
yeah,
In that, like, cult robe looking thing?
yeah, yeah. Oh man, and I just love how that looks like it. I think that was probably recorded, shown on like an old TV, and filmed from a TV to get
Oh,
that look. I
yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
You know?
Even all this right here looks like how a TV would have looked in, like, 88 or something.
Yeah, and it's just cool. It's the sort of thing. I honestly though I wish they'd have had Dr. Satan in this.
Oh, I know. I hope Three from Hell has it.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't surprise me depending on how they go about, you know, You recognize that clown?
Yeah. Dude,
Also,
I love his introduction to this right here.
yeah,
Dude, that painting is badass too.
yeah. And here we go. And apparently, she actually had a broken leg during this scene.
Really?
The leg that you can't see, the one on I guess her left leg, is
Yeah.
actually in a cast.
Wow.
Yeah, and they just kind of positioned it in such a way that you didn't see it.
Wow. I like when it gets into reality. Isn't it a different chick? If I
like
remember right.
completely, like not even close.
Well, it ain't like this girl's like a dime either, though. But I
Yeah,
remember it being a lot nastier.
yeah. Well, you'll see soon enough.
Man, his makeup though is like real iconic looking. Like
It is. I mean,
it's up there with Pennywise and stuff as far as iconic clown makeup is.
yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's got like I don't know, it's got a creepiness to it, but not did you just call me a fucking
I calls
whore?
them as I
I
see them.
calls them like I sees them. Oh yeah, another little interesting bit of trivia. According to a Family Media Guide, the word fuck and its variations are used 224 times in this film. However, other
Wow.
sources have listed the count at 560, which until 2005 or whatever was a record.
Wow. I would never notice that.
I know. Yeah,
And he
and
got no makeup on.
no, and oh,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, and that's what he's actually with.
Doesn't he say something like, "Oh, I'm worn out" or something like that? Or damn.
Yeah,
He says something to her. I thought it was. Oh yeah, that right
right
there.
there.
Uh,
Oh man,
man, that's
Rob
quite a
Zombie
scene.
does like nasty, skeezy looking.
Yeah, just really like
Yeah,
white trash is just the word.
yeah, completely. Oh man, and what a transition.
That's almost as yeah. That's just a perfect transition. It's almost as good as you've seen Me, Myself, and Irene. And I
Yeah,
know it's probably blasphemy talking about that in a horror podcast, but you know that transition when he takes a dump on the lawn and it just switches to the ice cream machine?
yeah,
Yeah, it's that good of a transition.
yeah.
And I love
Oh
these
man.
commercials too. Now that House of a Thousand Corpse Blu-ray did it right with the menu.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
have all these trailers and stuff like on the menu and everything.
Yeah. Oh man, he's honestly like a cool villain, you
Yeah.
know?
I want to add him to my arm, man. Like I got the Halloween mask and clown mask
Yeah,
and Pennywise. Add him.
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very iconic look,
Yeah.
and
I'd have to think of one more clown though to go with the whole piece. I'm trying to
yeah,
think of like another big iconic one.
all I can think is that one from Poltergeist,
Oh
the
yeah.
clown like doll, but you know.
Yeah, that would be cool. You never saw the show Are You Afraid of the Dark, are you?
Yeah, I saw quite a few of them back in the day. It just never,
Yeah,
you know,
well, there's one episode
kept.
that always stuck with me called like Zebo the Clown or something.
Ah,
I always thought about getting that.
that'd be cool.
But it would look kind of out of place though, kind of, just because you have all these iconic clowns and then
Yeah,
one that nobody knows about at all. It's like, what the hell's that?
yeah. I just had a thought. Art the Clown.
Oh yeah, yeah, that would be sick, man. People still
Yeah,
wouldn't know that, but hey, it's still bad at creepy enough.
yeah. Poopy don't go.
I love
Leave me
that.
alone, woman.
I love that scene too, where the kid wants some of. I don't remember exactly what it said, but I remember it's like the family, and they're like he steals their car from them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love that scene
Now
because it's.
Sid Haig was he mostly famous before Rob Zombie with Spider Baby? Was that like his claim to fame?
I think pretty much he did that, and he did. What was it? He did some Roger Corman stuff. He did like he did this one I remember where he's like playing like some like space guy that has like some kind of throwing blade thing or something, and
Wow.
yeah, it was Forbidden World, I think it was, or Forbidden World, I think.
Okay. So you probably wouldn't see him at conventions anywhere if it wasn't for Zombie.
Yeah, it's pretty much because of Rob Zombie, honestly, and,
Yeah.
and hell, because of this,
Oh, definitely.
this role essentially brought him back into the mainstream.
Yeah. What I love
There's
about
Michael
this is
Berryman.
just two horror legends in one room.
Yeah,
What would be best if it had like Carolyn Williams as this part or something?
yeah, definitely, I could see that.
Or like Linnea Quigley or something as this part?
Yeah, well, she would definitely kind of fit in this role.
Definitely.
Yeah, $10.
And Ken Foree is like, to me, he's one of the most badass dudes on film. Like, he's up there with Chuck Norris and stuff to me. Just
Oh,
as far as
definitely.
badassness goes.
Yeah, I
And like,
mean, well,
nobody knows who he is.
I know.
Except
Just
for
it's the
people, obviously.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We know.
I'm just talking about normies.
Yeah, normies don't know. Man, it's the sort of thing. I mean, a good example though is when you see him in Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween,
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite roles too. It's so short, but
and the
he has the
fact
most memorable lines.
and hell, the fact that you see how you know he stacks up against Tyler Mane,
Oh yeah.
and he was a Tyler Mane's a big ass guy,
Yeah.
and
He actually looks
yeah,
intimidating looking, like Ken
yeah,
Foree.
yeah.
Like he has that 70s like Shaft look down to a T, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I think that's what
definitely,
it
yeah,
is he looks straight out of a black exploitation movie, no matter any time
definitely,
you look at him.
yeah. Very true.
And them
I mean,
transitions right there.
yeah. Oh man, it's the sort of thing. It's like shots like this. Just it's just countryside, but it's got this. You
Menace
know,
to it.
yeah. It's just like in anything else, you'd just kind of be like, oh, okay.
Now, do you know if this was a real motel or was this a set?
I,
I
I
assume
don't.
it's a real motel, I would think, but you never know.
Yeah, I would think it would be a real motel. I mean, it seems like it.
Now,
Yeah.
man, this is
The, yeah.
that dude
This.
I know I've seen before.
Yeah.
And then Brian Posehn right there.
Yeah.
Have you seen his stand up?
Quite a bit back, not recently.
Yeah, he was a pretty funny dude. I know I've
Yeah.
seen that guy somewhere though. I don't remember what.
Yeah.
And this I feel so bad for that one chick where where the gun goes there.
Yeah.
I think it's her
Yeah.
right there. I feel it's intense to watch just because like her husband's there watching and stuff.
It's one of those scenes that just really makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely. It's where it gets that 70s exploitation out. And that's
Yeah.
why I love Rob Zombie here is that just how authentic it feels like with the van and like the name
Yeah.
of the band and it just looks like a real country band that would have been
Yeah.
around back then.
Definitely. Definitely it does. Just going from like bar to bar,
Yeah, like he
making
definitely
their
gets that
money.
authenticity on point.
Yeah. And then that hat. That's
Yeah,
actually, I kind of really like that hat actually.
yeah. Yeah, this is one of those things where it's like people hate on Rob Zombie, but it's like one of those things where when you watch his movies, you could see the respect though. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And like, yeah, I've never got that hate.
Yeah, dude, people like hate on him for some reason. I
And
don't get it.
no, I don't either. I mean, I've enjoyed every Rob Zombie movie I've ever seen. You know,
Yeah,
I haven't seen El Super Bisto or whatever,
that's his best
but
movie of all of them.
yeah, I've never
No,
seen
I'm
that one,
just
but
kidding, man. I've never seen it either. I have
yeah,
zero interest in it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I bet it would probably be quite interesting if we saw it, you know.
Yeah, we ought to.
But you know,
Like
yeah,
either of us, like a first time watch, just like reacting like, what the hell is this?
yeah, definitely.
I have no idea what that's even about at all.
I don't know. I just love this the fact that he's wearing a Cheap Trick T-shirt.
Yeah, out of
It's like
place with this whole thing.
yeah, it's like everyone else, like down home country band or whatever, and him with a Cheap Trick T-shirt. It's just I kind of dig that.
You think that was like planned and everything?
I would think so. I think pretty much
He,
every like set piece like that in a Rob Zombie film is planned.
yeah, it does look like he's just a crewman. You know what I mean? Like this, the mic holder or something.
Yeah. Oh man. And look at that belt buckle, eh?
Yeah, that thing's badass. What is it? Quarters or something?
It looks like it, yeah.
I want to. Yeah, dude. It's bugging me. I don't know that dude. Like I don't know what he's
Yeah.
from.
Yeah, I know I've seen him before. I just don't know where.
Now, do you find Sherry Moon Zombie all that hot or nah?
Uh, it depends on the role she's in, honestly.
What about
Like
here?
in this, yeah, I find her pretty hot. In Lords of Salem, not really.
Why? You don't like the dreads?
No, I don't know what it is. It's just maybe it's that tattoo on her chest.
Oh, okay.
I
What do you
don't know,
think of
but
her as Michael Myers' mom?
I thought she looked pretty good in that. At least when she was alive. You
Yeah.
know.
I think in these movies it would be too much just that really immature like personality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would get on my nerves like real quick.
Yeah.
Like dealing with all that like is that Tutti Frutti line in this movie or is that
Yeah.
yeah.
That's in this one. That's
I couldn't remember if it was this or House of a Thousand Corpse.
yeah. What I kind of dig about it though is it makes her seem almost kind of. I love it. The only
Yeah.
thing I do with this mouth. I love that.
He's all like excited and stuff.
Oh yeah. It's the sort of thing. I mean, she plays kind of this like almost. I don't want to say like naive character,
Like
but
an
almost
innocent.
yeah, almost like an innocent psycho, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like you get the idea. Out of all of the members of the Firefly clan, you could talk your way out of her killing you.
Yeah, I could see that what you're
Yeah,
saying. Yeah.
I get the idea. Like Otis would just he wouldn't care. You'd be
Oh
dead.
no.
There's nothing about it. Her and maybe Tiny, you could maybe talk your way out of it.
Probably Captain Spaulding too,
Yeah, well,
depending what kind of
yeah,
mood he was in. I don't know.
yeah, exactly.
Otis though is like the most hardcore.
Oh yeah, and I mean, he just looks so badass.
I know, man. You like him better normal like this, or you like him better with like the makeup and stuff?
I dug the makeup, but there's just something about this that is just so like Charles Manson
Yeah, this
type.
dude, he's in other zombie movies, I'm sure. I think I've seen him in Halloween. I
I
think he
think
was like
so.
one of the people that messes with Michael Myers in the first one. That's with Danny
Yeah,
Trejo.
yeah, could have been. All right, or was he maybe? He could have maybe been that guy that gets his head stepped on.
Maybe. I know
Oh,
he was in some other zombie movies.
yeah. I love
Yeah,
this
this
music.
whole
Walk
scene
in
is
like,
like
oh.
just like the realism and stuff. This is like I remember when I first saw this, this was like an uncomfortable scene.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
I
I
mean,
think the most uncomfortable of all of them, but I don't remember. Like I don't remember a whole lot about it, so I'm curious to see
yeah,
if anything tops this part.
yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that's hilarious. She's still taking a
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah, it doesn't like hear a thing.
I mean, that's a small room. I feel like you'd be able to hear all that if you were in the
Oh,
shower.
I'm quite sure. You know, Kicks her like, "Hello, come here."
Is that the theatrical cut right there? Do you remember?
I think it was, yeah. I mean, I always remember when I saw it in the theater thinking like, damn, this is quite, you know,
Yeah, that's like this kind of stuff you saw in, like Last House on the Left and stuff. Like,
yeah. Oh, talking about Last House on the Left, apparently, what's his name? I'll just find that article.
the director dude.
Uh, David Hess
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
auditioned for the role of one of the bounty hunters.
Really, I'm shocked
Um,
he wouldn't have got it.
yeah, so am I.
That's kind of a wasted potential right there. Man,
Yeah,
Rob
I
Zombie's
mean,
tripping with that one.
yeah, all I can think, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, maybe there was like a scheduling
Oh, yeah.
conflict or something, and there you go.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, and that just shows, like, what Otis is,
Yeah, just
you
brutal.
know?
Oh, I love that right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think this is the scene with the family.
yeah,
He
yeah.
says something about, he's like joking with him almost. I can't remember what he says, but I remember it being funny.
Yeah, I think it's something like, he's like, do you like clowns? And the kid's like, no.
Oh,
And
yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
like, well, why don't you like clowns? Do we not make you laugh? And he's like, you know what? I'm going away. But well, I'm going to come back. And if you don't have an answer, I'm going to kill you and your entire family. Yeah. And here's the thing.
Oh,
That's
PJ
actually
Souls.
PJ Souls, yeah. She was actually, they were considering, this is going back to last week's podcast, not podcast, commentary. She was actually up for a role in Halloween H2O.
Really?
The role that eventually uh, Janet Leigh took.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty, yeah, I didn't know that. That would have been cool.
Yeah, but apparently, like, it's not really known. She just sort of didn't
Yeah.
take the other role. Here's the part. Oh, do you like clowns? Why?
That kid's acting is on point.
Yeah. You best come up with an answer because I'm going to come back here and check on you and your mama. I'm going to kill your whole fucking family.
I'd be like Pennywise. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, and you gotta love those teeth.
Oh yeah, and with the tattoos just completed, the knuckle tattoos,
Yeah, completely.
it just makes it that much more like gritty and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at these.
Yeah. I
You
always
know how
think this
annoying that
kind
would be,
of,
dude?
yeah, definitely. I think this kind of goes on a bit too long.
Yeah. What,
You
the
know,
whole interrogation in general, or this
no,
in
like
general?
this whole like Chinese Japanese thing. It's like a couple of times, yeah.
Ah, she's staring at my sister.
Yeah. Like no, why not?
Yeah, that's the thing about it. It's like he's so unpredictable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like almost no matter what you do, he's gonna find something to kill you about.
yeah. Oh man. It's like like a round of applause. Oh man. Yeah, and it's the sort of thing, even at this point, you know, you can tell as characters, they know they're all gonna die.
Oh yeah. And it's actually, if you were first seeing this movie, you know how suspenseful it would be, though?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Well, I love that line. It better be some Mark Twain shit.
yeah. Oh man.
I
I
just love
just
how, like, like, straightforward he is. Like, all right, let's take it off.
yeah.
Almost like they already knew what was going to happen, so let's just get it over with.
Yeah. And I just love her in the background there, like, oh, look at them just looking through this purse and stuff. That's one thing you can always say for a Rob Zombie movie. No one is ever chewing scenery.
Yeah.
They're always someone in the background doing something. And if you actually watch, it's just.
That's such a weird thing to say to somebody.
Yeah.
He's got some childbearing hips there. Dude,
Yeah.
that's such a weird thing to say.
Yeah. And like, oh man, and it's just so creepy.
Yeah, dude, like, this is the kind of stuff that makes it shocking. This was like a mainstream
Yeah.
movie, you know what I mean? Like, they really were
Yeah.
pushing boundaries back then.
Well, I tell you what, I know for a fact this scene was in the theatrical.
Yeah. I think this was the
I'm pretty
time,
sure the whole thing.
yeah, this was like when Hostel and Saw and all them, they were actually like being edgy. Now, you don't see anything like this really. Like
No.
coming out, even the new Saw felt, or Jigsaw felt toned down.
Yeah. It's like, oh, creepy.
Speaking of, you still ain't heard from Grindhouse at all?
No, no. I sent them an email the other day. We'll see what comes of it.
Yeah, that sucks, man. If you would have saw that there, would you have left the Reptilicus out of it or
um, probably.
nah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
I hate waiting
I,
for stuff like that.
yeah. I'd definitely like to see it. And I want to get the Blu-ray and everything, but I'd have maybe picked something else, and
Had it
you know,
quicker.
yeah,
Oh, well, you'll feel good when you get it, though, when it does come in.
yeah, definitely.
Are you into, like, that like, old kick right now?
Yeah, I
I've
dig like
noticed a lot of stuff you picked up are, like, real old, like quartermass type stuff, and,
oh yeah, like the '50s type stuff and
yeah.
everything. Yeah, it's just I don't know. There's something about like like the old like monster flicks and everything that are just kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know? Oh man, and here we go.
See, in your
Ah, it's
collection,
like we're getting to know each other.
See, in your collection, do you have like most like everything you would have wanted from back in the day, like 80s and 90s and stuff, or?
I have a lot of it. I mean, a lot of my collection now is like upgrading stuff.
Oh, really? So there's nothing really new that you pick up that you want to see?
There's some stuff, you know, how can I put it? There are some like new titles that I definitely go out of my way to pick up, but a good chunk of my stuff is like catalog titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like either getting like a better version of it or
You don't ever like just go like do a label, like for example, go to like grindhouse.com or whatever and go to like Severin and just pick up all the stuff that looks good, you know what I mean? Like you
I've
don't
been
ever just blind buy a bunch of stuff?
sometimes I tend to blind buy if I can actually like look physically at it.
Oh, really?
Like if I can go into a store, pick up the disc, look at it and everything, and then I'd be like, yeah, what the hell, I'll pick that up. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
that's mostly what I do now. Like most of the stuff like that I'd want to pick up. So now that's what I like doing is just whatever, like Star Time and stuff like that. Like
yeah,
this stuff that I look at and it's like, what the hell is this? And you like look about it, it's like, well, like sounds cool, the cover's cool, let's go with it, you know?
oh yeah, yeah,
It's like my favorite thing to do.
yeah. It's the sort of thing. I mean, I've sort of learned when it comes to blind buying stuff, I always find the best bet is to expect like the bottom of the barrel,
Oh yeah.
and
Definitely, I
then
know what you mean.
whatever you get, more than likely you're going to be pleased with it.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. And it's just one of my favorite things. And I can't, and when I buy stuff like that, like I can't watch trailers or reviews or anything, so I'm like totally going into it blind.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
See, that's like, yeah, but when you get to it, like sometimes like you'll just trust a label like Severin or Synapse or whatever. And if you
Yeah,
blind buy like 5 or 6 titles just to fill in some of them catalog stuff,
yeah,
it's just like, with 3 of them are like stinkers, you're just like, damn, that was like
yeah,
$60, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Because that's what sucks. A lot of these companies aren't cheap, man.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of like, especially like when you look at something like Vestron, for example. You know, they're crazy expensive.
Yeah,
And it's like if if I'm gonna pull out like like $30 on like a blind buy, it's going to be like a Criterion or something. It's going to be something I know for a fact that is going to be good,
Yeah.
you know? And here
She
we
plays
go.
she plays this part perfect, man.
Yeah,
Like when they first walk in and she was doing that tongue thing and stuff. I was
yeah,
just like, who is this actress? I know she's someone famous.
yeah. I'll
Well, in
get
the
the
horror
name.
world, not.
Yeah, I know originally it was Karen Black.
I think that is who that is, right?
No, she was in the House of a Thousand Corpses, but she didn't. She wanted too much money to come back and do this, so they got someone else. They got Leslie Easterbrook.
Never heard of it.
She's a veteran actress, so I don't know. I'm not sure what she's been in, but
Yeah.
she kind of matches.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's why they got her. But yeah, Karen Black definitely. That
Yeah,
must have been what I was thinking of.
yeah,
Because yeah, Karen Black definitely is famous in the horror world.
yeah. I just love the fact here. He's choking her to death, and like they're not really trying to get him off her. They're just kind of like, oh, come on, get off. Oh,
I'm interested to see the end of this to see because the new one's coming out.
yeah,
To see like how like what possible way they could do it. Like to see if
yeah,
that way you said makes sense or just to
yeah,
be refreshed on it all.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny though that like when you think of the size of like the Firefly clan and House of a Thousand Corpses, and how in this one they essentially they wipe everybody out. It's right down to three.
Yeah, and then like in the first one, it felt huge.
Yeah, it felt like there were people around every corner.
I don't know, like all the yeah. This almost makes me want to go back and see House of a Thousand Corpse again.
Yeah,
I
I
think what
always
makes it
liked.
too is the color. What people love about this movie, this one in
Yeah,
particular, I think is one of the downfalls to me is just the really bland color palette. But I mean,
yeah,
that's the purpose of the movie. But
it is. Yeah, it's the sort of thing. It's well, you can definitely see. I know. Rob Zombie said for his inspirations for this, he did was like Bonnie and Clyde, The Wild Bunch, and there was something else. And you can see that in the color palette, definitely.
yeah,
You know,
it feels hot and sweaty, just like the first Texas Chainsaw did.
yeah,
Just
definitely.
like you could feel the heat and everything.
Yeah,
And this speech he has about the devil's work,
yeah,
it's one of my favorite speeches in horror history, or like
yeah.
quotes.
Well, hell, it's actually I got a bit of trivia about that as well.
Really,
um, yeah, it's a slightly altered version of a quote spoken by Charles Watson from the Manson family during the Tate murders.
who was Charles Watson?
He was, I think they called him Tex Watson or something. He's essentially the guy that did all like the killing.
Oh
He,
wow,
he like killed like Sharon Tate and everything, and you know,
and that's what he said pretty much.
yeah, they say that's pretty much like, oh, that line right there.
Yeah,
Hope it doesn't rust the barrel. Oh man, it's like damn it, Otis.
yeah, his yeah, Rob Zombie's writing is just like
Yeah,
filthy, man.
yeah.
Like
I
where it's
mean,
almost like over the edge, like
yeah. But then again, when you think of like,
he's
you
making
know,
his own style. I mean,
yeah, yeah. And when you think of it though, like of like kind of like your white trash characters and everything, she's got they've got kind of that. I don't want to say that way of speaking,
yeah, I'd love
but
to see a Rob Zombie documentary, like on his whole life. You know what I mean? Just to see,
that
like,
would be neat.
I'm
Yeah,
shocked they haven't done it yet. I mean, he's lived a movie director's life and a rock star life. You know what I mean?
I know. How many people can you say have done that?
You know, it would be an interesting documentary just to see like like what it was like as a kid and where he got all these influences from, like what his family was like.
Yeah, definitely. It would be interesting to say the least. I'm surprised he doesn't have a biography.
I know
You
it's
know,
kind of
like
bizarre, man. There's really nothing on him like that.
yeah.
What's
Now you
weird
see,
too is it makes you wonder because the whole white zombie hates him. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. You see, this is the point here where he's like whacking him with the stick and everything. You know, like this is the point where you just kind of keep going. You know,
Yeah,
and right there, essentially, yeah, you've been stabbed in the leg, but he's given you a weapon until you get shot in the neck.
yeah.
In the neck. I mean, of all the possible places to get shot,
You know,
you
especially
know,
out there, you ain't living through that.
no, no way. And this is sheer like, you know,
Brutality of it, just the
yeah.
continuous.
I mean, oh man,
But yeah, I'm so curious to see what kind of vibe they go with the next one. The font that
yeah,
it looked the same as the Devil's Rejects font, so I have a feeling it'll be
yeah,
like this just because this movie people rave about and they hate the first one.
yeah. And here we go.
Yeah. See, that looks so good, that blood right there.
Yeah, I have just started. I love that. I was gonna take it down easy on you, but you brought this down on yourself.
Yeah, just the reasoning he makes in his head.
Yeah, I've always kind of wondered about Otis's character, like why he is the way he is.
Yeah. They need to make a What if that's what Three from Hell is? A prequel? No, never mind. They could never do that.
No,
Wouldn't make
I
any
mean,
sense. Yeah.
it's the sort of thing I always sort of assumed he was like a Vietnam vet.
Yeah, I could
They
see
got
it.
really screwed over there, you know?
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, and just came back completely, you know. I think he was probably twisted before, but
Yeah, what's funny is you never see him do any kind of drugs or anything, though.
no, which almost makes it like creepier.
Yeah.
Like if he was like a drugged out weirdo or whatever, you could. I love this. I feel it. Oh, oh, the Holy Spirit is in my body. It's like, nope.
And this dude's looking at him like,
Yeah.
see, that looks so sweet right there.
Yeah. I'm the devil and I'm here to do the devil's work.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's badass.
That's one of those lines, like every now and then in a movie, you get a line that just oozes like threat.
Yeah, man.
And that's one of them. I also love the fact that he's just coming around and he's just using this like random stick. You know?
Rob Zombie has a thing with sticks, man. Like, remember
Yeah.
Michael Myers beating the kid with the stick?
Yeah. Well, at least he's got the knife out now,
It looks like it could be the same stick, too, actually.
It probably is. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh
Yeah,
man.
that just adds to the whole thing there, BB King with it.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, like I get the idea. Like if you were smart enough at this point, you could talk your way out of it
Yeah.
with
I
just
don't
her
think
there.
so, but maybe.
Yeah.
She's so,
You know,
like, it just depends what mood she's in, I think.
yeah. I think you could do it. Like I said, if you were smart enough.
Yeah. Knew
You
how to
know?
play it right.
Yeah. Um once Captain Spaulding comes in, that kind of changes the equation. But
What is it? Isn't Captain Spaulding, is it supposed to be her dad or both their dads and she was with the Karen Black character? Is that what it's
yeah,
supposed to be?
he's supposed to be her father, from what I know. I don't know what his relation is to Otis.
I'm wondering if Otis is the son.
I don't know, because I mean they refer to each other as like brother and sister sort of thing, but then they've got kind of a like Captain Spaulding and him don't get along at all.
Yeah, that's
You know,
interesting.
I don't know. I always kind of wonder whether they were just like a bunch of people that got together that were like crazy, like kind of like the Manson
Yeah,
family,
yeah, I could see that too.
you know. And it's just, you know, they've come up with all these stories that like, you know, that interconnect and everything, and seem and they kind of make it work, you know.
Yeah. Do you find this whole motel scene long though? Like you were
I
saying the
do.
Chinese Japanese thing, but I'm just talking about this whole set piece in general.
It is. I find the problem is like what's going on here now honestly isn't really necessary.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Like they're padding runtime or something.
yeah.
Or I think
Yeah,
it's one of
it's
those things that's like for first time viewers it's probably cool just because you're like wondering what's going on, like what's going to happen.
yeah.
But when you've seen it a bunch of times, it's almost
I just love that throws it hits her in the head. You know, it's just kind of like, well, damn.
yeah, like you're just like a object pretty much.
Yeah. Now you see this part here, you know, like like you'd like whenever I see this scene, I always think you know uh in the It remake when she whacks the guy with the lid of the toilet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, that would work in this situation perfectly well.
Oh
Just make a
definitely.
bunch of noise in there, you know, use that when they came in, whack them in the head.
Yeah, it'd be pretty easy to get out of here.
Yeah. Like, why would you want to kill me? I'm your only hope.
Yeah, it is. Or she
Um,
just called Otis her brother.
yeah. And amazingly very good shot with a
Did you
knife.
see how that blood looked real fake though?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like CGI blood.
Oh yeah. Well, from what I know, there's actually a lot of CGI in this movie, actually.
Yeah, that whole thing looked like CGI. I'm shocked. I've never noticed that before.
It says here there's over around 100 digital effects,
Wow. Yeah, you could
mostly to
tell that
create
whole
gore.
entire blood and everything.
Yeah. It says essentially the scenes involving objects coming into direct contact with skin
Yeah.
were done digitally.
I mean, it looked passable. It wasn't like god awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't no Itchy the Killer CGI.
Oh yeah. What I kind of love about this though is the fact, you know, she runs out here, whatever, and she runs into Captain Spaulding,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe it's just me, but if I ran into like a guy wearing clown makeup and like a leather jacket or whatever it is he's wearing, I don't think I'd be asking him for help. I think I'd be kind of running in the other
Oh yeah,
direction.
definitely.
Because I mean, you know, there's no way he's one of the good guys. Look at
Oh
him.
yeah, definitely not. Dad, yes, it is her dad. But you
Yeah.
said it seems like he doesn't get along with Otis.
Yeah, I mean, they have like a real kind of like, I,
Like they're
I don't know,
jealous of her or something.
something like that. I don't know. It's like a real adversarial relationship, I guess you could say. Yeah.
I always wish Captain Spaulding got his own movie.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I just love this. Like, go find someone who knows stuff about the Marx Brothers. Go get that movie critic over here.
Hey, what are you thinking of that Bill Moseley clown movie coming out? Crepidus.
Um, I've only seen a little, like, bit about it,
But are
but
you
it's
interested just about hearing of a Bill Moseley movie with clowns?
yeah. I mean,
That's
hell,
all I gotta hear on it,
honestly,
man.
yeah, you can pretty much put Bill Moseley in anything.
Yeah, he was in Holliston an episode, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah. The funny thing about this, with all this, honestly, if they just kind of gone there and like hid there and like not messed with these people,
They would have
you
been
know,
good.
yeah, I mean everything would have been fine, and you know, and they'd have been under like less suspicion and everything. But
Yeah,
it's like, oh hey, there are people here. Let's mess with them.
yeah. I think it's one of those things that they're just showing they can't control themselves.
Yeah. Oh man, this is
The
I
Marx
rushed right
Brothers
over when I got
expert.
here. Yeah, it's even got the Marx
Yeah, it looks
Brothers
just like a Marx
mustache.
brother.
Yeah, I just love this part where he
I know.
rags on Elvis,
Oh yeah.
and the sheriff's reaction is priceless.
What? I know it said in the beginning, but what year does this take place in?
I
Is it
think
74?
I think it's supposed to be.
Or does it not
Uh,
say?
I don't think it says, but I think it. I saw something on this here. The film takes place on May 18th, 1978.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So,
would make sense with Otis being a war veteran.
yeah, I mean, that's just sort of like the idea that, I got. I can't even remember whether it was ever brought up in, we got to find this Groucho Marx guy, and, oh no, this is it. If you weren't a cop, I'd wring your neck. Rotating
See,
gyros.
this is the kind of character though that takes it out of the realism type thing of it, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Goddamn fucking Elvis Presley. What did you say about the king?
Man,
You
full
ever?
He looks like he'd be a huge Elvis fan too.
Yeah, definitely. It's based on an Irish folk song. It's like, shut up.
You know, I've never seen anything with the Groucho brothers or the Marx brothers.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff, but I've never kind of like gone out of my way to watch it.
Yeah, like I've seen them, but I've never seen a movie.
Yeah. I mean, people always go on about like how like funny they are. That Bela Lugosi,
Yeah,
I love it. They always go on about like how funny like the Marx Brothers were, and I love
I
this.
know, dude. That's so sick looking. You know they had
Oh,
to have got that from Skin JD and Texas Chainsaw too.
yeah, definitely. Oh man, and it's this sort of thing you got to love. The fact you see, hey, you got a problem with my time frame? Oh, like your
Yeah, I think
move,
it does
Heidi.
seem like they are father and son, but just a white trash type relationship, you know?
Yeah, it could definitely be. Oh man, I wonder what it is with Otis though, and like cutting off people's faces and wearing them.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it in the first one too, and he did it with like the chick's father or whatever. Now he's done it with like her husband or whatever.
Yeah.
He seems to like it.
Yeah. And if you go back to it, he's the one we're supposed to assume he's the one that stuffed Rainn Wilson and made him Fish Boy, right?
I think so. Yeah. Oh man, and it's this here that they put, her husband's face on her.
Yeah, that's just like Texas Chainsaw 2.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
completely.
yes, man. What I gotta say, too, is the effects in Texas Chainsaw 2 I like better, though, as far as that mask goes. Or
Yeah,
that face.
that I mean, this one feels like a mask.
Yeah,
Where the one in Texas Chainsaw 2 feels like,
a real face.
yeah,
It's just, it
like,
doesn't have, like, this one should have, like, the blood and the gore connected to it like the last one
yeah.
did.
It's almost like what did Otis spend like 15 minutes like
Trimming it
clean,
and all
like,
that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think he must have, because I mean he's got like a headband on it and everything. I love this scene.
This is one of my favorite scenes. I think when she runs out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie.
yeah. I just love this part right here. Comes in like when the she opens the blinds, and it's just kind of like, well, shit. Like something's happened here, and then right there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I didn't remember that part.
Oh, run away!
Oh man, it's almost sinister looking, like that face on her.
Oh yeah,
Like it's creepy looking.
and this is a scene also, I think, like right out of like what was it Bride of Chucky? Goes
Really?
running out and then hit by a truck.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And just turned into meat sauce.
See, I love that whole camera and everything about this scene here.
Yeah,
The editor shaking cam actually I think works to the benefit
definitely.
because it makes it
Yeah,
just way. It's just so chaotic and it just adds to it. Where normally I don't like shaky cam.
yeah. And like, I just thought it was John Fleming. I was like, no.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh,
Oh, and there's just meat sauce left. I love that. Well, and a hand apparently.
would you have stopped or would you have just kept going?
I would have stopped. I
Really?
think.
I would
Well,
have been like, oh hell no.
I don't. Do you mean if would I stop if I'd hit her, or would I
No,
stop if I?
like if like when she was like help, help, and
Probably not. Simply because it seemed like she was like a perpetrator.
yeah, like yeah.
She was wearing a guy's face. I mean, I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna mess with that. Um,
You know
as
those
as for,
videos they were releasing back in the day or like a few years ago with like clowns, like
yeah,
people seeing them in public?
yeah,
What would you
yeah.
do in that situation? Like you're just driving down the road and clown just walks up the side.
um, I would probably just drive the other way. Now, have you seen the ones? I love the ones that where people go after them.
Oh yeah, just start chasing them.
Yeah, and they're like, "There's a clown, get him!" They'll go running after him. I think that was hilarious.
If I had like
Uh,
more people, definitely, but
yeah,
if it's just me
apparently,
strolling, hell no.
apparently the guy that like started that, like the whole clown videos and everything, was in Terrifier.
Yeah, I did read Art the Clown said that.
Yeah,
Was that on your comments? He said that.
yeah, yeah. He left it on the comment for my video. Yeah,
What was he
uh,
referring to? Did you reference? I don't.
I said at one point, wouldn't it be cool like if like all these cinematic clowns were all. I like to think they all share one like universe. So Art the Clown could be go walking down the street and like what's his name from Thousand Tears, Gertie the Clown.
Oh
Like he
yeah.
could just be turning a corner and they just kind of like walk past each other. Okay, here we go. Now,
Oh, so Danny
Di-
Trejo was one of the
yeah,
bounty hunters.
yeah, and Diamond Dallas Page is the other one. The funny thing is, for the role of Danny Trejo's character, as well as David Hess, trying to get one of them. Also, Chris Jericho, the wrestler, tried out for it as well, but apparently he was too pretty.
Yeah, thank God he didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's one thing you could say about Diamond Dallas Page is he was kind of weird looking there.
oh, he's got like that nasty skin look,
Yeah,
you know?
like he definitely fits the world. David
Yeah,
Hess, though, I feel like would have fit it well, though.
definitely.
He
And
might
I
have been
mean,
too old, though. I mean, he was like in his 30s when Last House on the
yeah,
Left came out.
yeah, he's probably in his 50s or whatever. I would have thought, they'd have done something to have got him in here somewhere.
I know, just because how big he is in the cult world.
Yeah,
Like, even director-wise, he was really big.
yeah. And I mean, it's this. Oh, look at that. And here we go. Like, yes, it's going to kill me. I've calculated the time. In 2 seconds is the exact amount that'll kill me. Oh,
Isn't this the where the Tutti Frutti comes out?
yeah,
Yeah.
here it is. Oh, yeah, some tutti fucking fruity. And I love, he's like, no, we are not getting it. Like, we're just driving. And then the next scene, they're eating it.
Yeah. Is that what Tutti Frutti is ice cream?
It's a type of ice cream. It's like I think it's like a.
Just a brand?
Then there we go. So it's completely obvious. Like they won out. He had to pull over. Oh, delicious. Here, have some.
It's just weird seeing these mass murderers eating ice cream.
Yeah, and like just like having like a fun time.
Man, those transitions remind me of Creep Show, actually.
Yeah, it's funny. This farm was actually used in the pilot episode of Supernatural,
Really?
as well as what was that magician guy? Chris Angel. He did some like buried alive like stunt or whatever, and that was done out front of here. And actually, Rob Zombie was in the
famous
crowd.
movie farm, ain't it?
Apparently,
Like some
yeah,
kind of ranch they use for a lot of stuff.
yeah, it's been in quite a bit of stuff from what I know. Yeah, but horror wise, I you know,
I
this
wonder
is
what they
kind
did with
of
the not Marilyn Man, Charles Manson ranch.
Spawn Ranch. They
Is that what it's called?
yeah, they what's his name? Trent Reznor bought it.
I thought he
And,
bought the house.
Um,
Like
I
they're
think
the
he
house where Sharon Tate got murdered in.
might have been. I know he had Spawn Ranch for a while as well.
Okay.
Recorded an album there, Um,
Here's the real Otis
yeah,
from Henry.
yeah, man. I got no choice, Johnny.
See, that's what I love about this movie
Yeah.
is just how many like people, stars like that dude. Like no horror fan would know at all who that guy was.
No.
Well, William Forsythe, I think he had some fame outside of horror.
I think so.
I mean, not much, but I think he was known for other stuff.
I think so. Yeah.
Where this guy only big in horror.
Yeah. Definitely. It's like these are almost like Who's Who movies.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's one of those
You
things
know?
where it's like if I was to make a movie, it's cool seeing just like the fact that Zombie just probably saw all these people in exploitation films and was like, I want to put them in a movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I wonder if a lot of them like came to him to do it, or if he like had to request them to.
I think he probably called people up and was like, "Hey, you want to do a movie?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Well, yeah."
You know what I find badass about that Danny Trejo is all those tattoos are real.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
mean,
such a badass tattoo too.
yeah. He's one of the few actors I think that you find, he's like a genuine badass. You're quite sure.
Oh yeah, he was in like legit prison.
Yeah. You know, I mean, and he's got that face,
Oh yeah, like
you
real
know?
rugged.
Yeah. And it's the sort of thing nowadays, so many actors and everything just have like these like baby faces and everything.
Oh yeah.
You
Someone
don't
like
see like
Danny
the,
Trejo could never be A-list.
no, and it's a damn shame because he's a pretty damn good actor, actually.
Oh yeah. Has he
You
been?
know,
He's been in. Is Halloween the only other zombie movie he was in?
he was
I
in
think so.
Halloween, yeah. From what I know, I think he's in, uh, the new one he's doing. I think.
Really?
I'm not sure. I don't know whether he'll be playing the same character or anything, but you know, could be. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff that, you know, like hell, the Machete movies alone.
Oh yeah. Well, he was in tons of stuff like Heat. He was
Yeah,
in that. He was in Breaking Bad. He's been in so much stuff that he just
yeah,
randomly shows up. And he was in Death Wish 4.
that's awesome.
Yeah, for
I
like a
mean,
really short role.
yeah, I mean, honestly, it's the sort of thing you can you could give him like a really solid role, and he can pull it off. You know, you can give him like a main role, like in like Machete, for example, and he can pull it off. But
The thing is, I don't
you
think
know,
the Machetes made money. Like, I don't think he can make money at a box office.
yeah,
Like
I
in a
kind
starring
of
role.
probably not. But you know, it's the sort of thing. I mean, essentially, let's be honest. He is like exploitation cinema.
Oh, definitely. The thing is now though that he's done that for so much now, like so over the top, that
Yeah,
it'd be hard to take him serious. Like, well, not hard for me, but just like it'd be cool to see him in a
for
movie
like
where
your
it would just be like
average.
straight up serious, like horror. Like if he was like a Leatherface type character, not in a mask, but just a backwoods Mexican killer or something, you know?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but I'm so used. It's one of those things where I'm so used to seeing him as like the Mexican stereotype. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah,
over the top, like
yeah,
Machete, basically.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing. He knows what he does, and he does it well. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, and I think he's at a point now, like in his career, where he's like, you know, like I do it well. I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, he's has enough money to live off. I'm sure. I mean, I heard he's just been in so many movies. It's
yeah,
crazy. Like small, low budget, no budget stuff.
yeah,
Where Ken Foree, I think has a little bit more selective.
yeah. See, I love that. Like, it's like that brother of mine. You know, it's like you don't really look alike. Is he adopted?
It isn't this all a joke? Like, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, pretty much. He's named Daisy. Well, if you gave me a chance, I was gonna. You were a dead man.
Um,
Oh,
hey, that's a pretty sweet squirt gun, man. I kind of want to get that.
yeah.
I've never seen one like that.
No.
And it even says, ain't that the realest water gun you ever seen?
Oh. Like,
Be nice to answer the door of the pizza man like that.
yeah. I remember Happy Boy here. You still asshole? I love that rug. You're like,
My most tender lady. so I'm never disappointed.
That's good.
I'm gonna use that line next time.
Yeah.
As a pickup line, I set my standards low, so I'm never disappointed.
Oh man. Oh man.
You know how fun it would have been to have been on set, like during this whole scene being
I'm
shot?
quite sure, yeah.
Man, what's wrong with Rob Zombie and his wife's ass, dude? Like,
Well, it's a
every movie he shows it like a bunch of times. Like, I'm not complaining, but it's like
no.
enough to be noticeable to where you're like, jeez.
Yeah. Uh,
My
maybe he's an
favorite shot of
asshole.
it, though,
I
is
don't know.
in Halloween.
Yeah. Oh man. And here we go, our villain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those
I mean,
things where you're just like, you're more disgusted with him than
exactly.
the people.
I mean, I think it's like I said. I think they know what they are,
Yeah,
and we know what they are, but this guy is trying to be something else.
yeah. And I
He's
think it's
putting
just
on
because he
this.
spends so much time with these people.
Yeah,
And it's moments like this you see they're actually like cool people. They're not just psycho all the time,
yeah. But this guy is just, you know,
screaming at himself in a mirror.
yeah. I mean, like let's be honest. Other than like what was his name in Taxi Driver?
Travis
Uh,
Bickle.
Travis Bickle. Other than him, who talks to himself in the mirror? Like, Lord, I'm your arm of justice.
And Travis
It's like,
Bickle was at least cool with it.
yeah.
He was like, "You talking to me? I know you ain't talking to me, but I'm the only one here. So you must be talking to me."
Oh man, that's a good movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I like slow burns like that. Speaking of
Yeah.
slow burns, man, you're gonna love that Blackcoat's Daughter.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. And hell, $4.99. That was a damn good price.
Yeah, dude.
I
But that's so. What would that be like? $3 here?
probably less, probably maybe $2 or so.
Damn. Yeah, dude, you're gonna love that movie, man.
Yeah.
When are you gonna watch it?
I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to, dude.
I
I
love
don't like
this
that
scene.
new name though, The Devil's Daughter.
I know. Well, the thing is, there's so many titles for it. I think there's about four.
Yeah, well, the first one was like January or something, or
Yeah.
February or something.
I love this. Yeah. You're only planning on fucking these chickens, are you?
Just the offended look he's got, like,
Yeah, and he's like, thumbs.
oh man, there's that Rob Zombie dialogue for you.
It was great. And I love his answer to this right here. Like, you can go, no, I ain't calling you. That boy over there. Oh man, I don't approve. I love that. Like he's got like standards. We'll sell his chickens too.
Man, that Michael Berryman's a weird looking dude, man. Every time I
He
see him, I'm
is.
taken back just how strange he is.
Yeah. Well, I think he's got the same thing that Derek Mears has, which is that
They can't grow any hair.
yeah.
You know
And
he doesn't
as
have
a
any
result,
fingernails or anything.
does he really not have fingernails? I never noticed
That's what I
that.
heard. He doesn't. He can't grow fingernails, and if he sweats, he can die.
Wow.
You ever heard that? He's like has like a
No.
weird thing where he doesn't sweat, so it like something happens inside him where if he gets overheated, he can die.
Well, damn. This must not have been a
And he
easy role
plays in all
for him
these. He
then.
plays in all these movies where it's outside in the heat, like this Last House on the Left, Cut and Run.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. Captain who?
What do you think of this leather vest he's wearing, though? You rock it or not?
I think it's I think he can pull it off.
You wouldn't go to the mall rocking that?
I don't think I could do it. Then again, I think you have to have a certain level of like awesomeness,
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure
to
if you
wear
had the
something
right
like
rock
that.
with it, dude, you know what I mean? Just
Oh yeah,
eyes forward and we're just, killing it. I'm sure
yeah,
people would be like, "Damn, like,
yeah.
where the hell do I get one of them at?"
I could, know what? I could totally see what's his name in Itchy the Killer, Kakihara,
Oh yeah, except it'd be
wearing
like
that.
neon pink or something.
Exactly, it would be. Oh
Man,
man.
that Ken Foree look is badass, man.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny. He's one of those actors that doesn't age.
Yeah, he's looked the same and everything, just a little heavier.
Yeah. And like, I mean, yeah, like there he had like a little bit of like white in his beard, but is that his beard going slightly white, or is that just how they did the makeup?
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's his real hair.
Yeah, I would assume so, because I mean, he must be getting up there a bit now.
Is that really what that dude looks like? That Dallas Page
Dallas
guy?
Page. I think there's some makeup done there. I would assume.
And you think
I
those
don't
are his real teeth or nah?
no no. I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure those aren't his real teeth. But you know,
Man, he looks pretty legit though.
yeah. Says you pick up the bat phone and call. Oh. What's neat about this is like, he could totally break that sheriff in half.
Oh yeah, especially if you think about that. That William Forsythe. He's probably not that badass in real life.
I kind of doubt it.
Because I think back in the day, he thought he was going to be like a Brad Pitt caliber type actor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
nowadays, I think he's realized he's like a B movie actor.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say hell maybe like a B plus,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
he's in the higher end B
Yeah.
actors.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you can make a good living as a B actor from what I've been told.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
read and
convention
stuff.
circuits. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
dude.
I
Speaking
mean,
of conventions, man, there was some dude was talking. I don't remember who, but he was saying that the It kids, like the kids from the remake of It,
yeah.
were at some convention wanting like $80 for an autograph or 60 or whatever. He was like,
Yeah.
just being an adult man, I couldn't pay money to walk up to a kid and get their autograph.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I definitely couldn't either.
Yeah. I agree. Especially when you think, they're like, you could probably go up to like Danny Trejo and get his
20
autograph for like,
bucks.
yeah, maximum. And that's like including like a photo
Yeah,
that he supplied.
definitely. Like Ken Foree too, I bet you could like 20, 30 tops. You could
Yeah.
probably get a photo of him and stuff.
Yeah.
Sid Haig, I heard, keeps it real too, like 20, 25 bucks.
Yeah. I mean, I dig Sid Haig. He was in a movie a bit back called Mimesis, and it was essentially it was like he played a horror director.
Sid Haig?
Yeah,
Wow.
and it was actually a pretty interesting little movie. Really, it was like these people were going to like a party or whatever, and then like there were some people like trying to like they were like reenacting like Night of the Living Dead, but actually killing people and stuff.
Wow.
It was a pretty good little movie, honestly.
Yeah, you're forgetting his all-time classic, though. That Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead sequel 3D or whatever.
Ugh. Yeah.
I've never even seen
Yeah.
it. I just know the cover, but I heard it's awful.
Yeah. I mean, well, the fact of the matter is they need to stop, you know, remaking stuff that doesn't need to be remade.
What was up with that Jesus thing? That was like
Uh,
weird, man.
Yeah.
Like I
Pimp
thought it was gonna be
Jesus,
like
maybe?
something on the wall or something, but it would just like cut to that, and then
Yeah, I don't know. This is this whole scene is one thing that I've always found with this kind of. You remember when we were talking about like Michael Myers, how like he doesn't kill people he doesn't need to. These guys seem to,
that was a
you know,
badass throat slit though.
yeah, like he didn't need to kill her,
Yeah. Oh, these are like,
and
oh man, it's brutal. Did you just see that scratching the record like that?
yeah, that
That was
kind of
painful to watch, man.
yeah, it was. Oh,
See, I'm generally watching just because there it is again, dude.
yeah,
I'm generally watching just to see like what happens. I don't remember what happens to these bounty hunters at all.
nothing. They're like kind of, I guess they're more badass than them, because
I could see why this Diamond Page does a good job. I could see why they picked him over David Hess. I think David Hess just would have been too old for that part.
yeah. See, I think David Hess would have been better in like a role of like maybe like their boss.
I was just, yeah, like the sheriff or something, even.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if any of those tattoos he got are real, or probably not.
I don't know. I mean, I just love this, you know. Just walks in.
Yeah, I don't remember. Man, how long did it take him to smoke that thing?
Hell of a long time, apparently.
Dang, the whole party was popping, and now it's all cleared out, and he's not even halfway through.
Yeah. Well, we're assuming that's the same joint.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're not Charlie.
Man, I want them paintings in the back, though.
Yeah. I've been looking for you, clown.
Man,
It
he's
was
such a
team.
grody looking character, man.
Yeah.
Like, just grimy looking, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized that's a tattoo of John Wayne on his arm.
I will come back and make you my bitch.
Oh, man, I don't remember that.
Bitch, that motherfucker. Oh, man.
Man, if you look at Michael Berryman's pants, he's wearing, like, the most baggy, like... Or is that, no, not Danny Trejo. Looks like, remember those Jinko jeans back in the day?
Yeah.
Where they were just huge?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
And you remember Trip pants?
yeah.
The Hot Topic kids?
Oh,
Like when Hot Topic first came out and it was ICP and Trip pants?
yeah. Oh, man. It's kind of funny how they're whooping on Otis so much.
I know.
I mean, do they just kind of like realize that he's the biggest threat or something? Or
You know what's funny is I always saw Otis as the ringleader, but this
yeah,
movie kind of shows that Spaulding's the ringleader.
yeah, yeah. Maybe it's kind of like, you know, like back at home,
Yeah,
Otis is the leader, but outside, that's a great set. It really is.
yeah. I wonder if that whole thing was built for this movie. I'm sure this part was.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's where you kind of realize just how off the deep end he is.
Yeah. I actually don't remember like what his whole thing is here.
Yeah, this is like hell, this is right out of Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah. See, I don't remember how everything plays out. All I remember is them with the car going towards the gunfire.
Yeah. Oh man. he had a divine moment when his brains hit the floor. No.
Man, I would have loved to be on this set. Have
Yeah.
you listened to the commentary at all? Rob Zombie's commentaries for these?
Last time I watched it, so probably, 5, 6 years back.
Does he give good commentaries? I don't think I've ever heard a Rob Zombie
Yeah.
commentary.
I mean, they're pretty good. Oh, I love this.
Was there one included for 31?
Uh, I think so. I love that reaction. Not so fuckable now. Like, well, I wouldn't say that.
Man.
And he's stapling it.
See, this makes me nostalgic back for the early 2000s, man. When they were
Yeah.
just genuinely pushing boundaries. Because there was that moment in time where everything was just super gritty.
Yeah.
Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hostel. Just
Yeah.
everyone was like torture porn pretty much. Like, I
Yeah.
don't like that phrase at all, but people were just thirsty for just gruesomeness back then.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, everyone was kind of sick of like the stylish, like meta,
Oh,
hell, like
slashers and all that.
yeah, like the Scream generation, if you will. You know, they were kind of just tired of everything being like trying to be overly smart and everything.
Yeah, you think we'll ever get another resurgence like this? Because now it seems everything's slow burner or
Yeah.
like, horror comedy or something,
Yeah, I think it'll come back, I'm sure. It always seems to go in like cycles,
Yeah.
you know. I'm guessing probably next will be I don't know. I think
Right
maybe
now, It was the highest grossing thing. I feel
yeah,
like they'd be pumping out a lot more horror, but the only
yeah,
horror movie coming out I'm excited for is Halloween and like Hereditary.
yeah. I think they're going kind of more into like monster movies right now.
Yeah, especially because that Quiet Place did more
Yeah,
good than everyone thought it would be.
yeah. I think it'll go through monsters and then maybe go back to slashers again.
I always love slasher when it comes back to that, man.
Oh yeah, slashers are always fun.
And it's one
You
of those
know?
things you can never really get tired from them because slashers are the same thing from the get-go, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Like this scene here. This is just kind of, you know, like here. I'll show you some pictures of your mother who I killed.
Yeah, man.
She's dead. It's like,
And it's one of those things though where realistically you should be like yeah, look at it. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
just the heinous things they've done, but you
yeah. You
actually
should be
feel remorse
totally,
for them.
yeah. You should totally be rooting for him.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
like
if they
like
picked a different actor to play him or like a different script, you normally would.
yeah. Well, hell, probably a different director would have
Oh yeah.
put the focus more on him. You know.
If you had to like, who do you think would do a good job with this script cast and everything?
Mm, maybe Eli Roth.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
Yeah, I mean Eli Roth is good at doing like ensemble pieces, really.
Yeah.
Like with multiple leads, if you will. And here we go.
Yeah, it's definitely some Texas Chainsaw throwback.
Yeah,
Eli Roth, I think how he does a lot of cameos?
yeah,
For some reason, there's something about Eli Roth's cameos that I respect more for some reason just because they're not like blatant in-your-face cameos. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like, he had like Takashi Miike, and it's like so quick, and
yeah.
it's such a
You don't
role you
even
wouldn't
notice.
expect it. It's like, that's really cool he actually did that. And then he
Yeah,
has Ruggero Deodato,
yeah,
and dude, like stuff like that, it's like, wow. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I mean, and they always kind of seem to fit
Yeah,
with
like
that
I would have never
director's.
noticed either of them if they weren't pointed out to me.
Yeah, I mean, The Miike one in Hostel is just, kind of cool, but it's literally a throwaway scene.
Yeah, so this is just one of the elite members just walking in the background.
Yeah, and like he says something to him or whatever, and he's like, "Be careful, you could spend all your money in there," and that's it. You know?
Yeah, and isn't
And
Ruggero Deodato just eating in the background or something?
no, he's a cannibal.
Yeah,
One of the guys.
but it's
Uh,
quick, right? If I remember right.
it's not like a huge scene, but he does.
Was it in part two, right?
Yeah, I think it was part two. I actually liked part two better than part one.
Yeah, I like. It just depends. Yeah, it just really just depends. It's to the point to where I've seen part one so many times.
Yeah, what I always seem to find is I find part two to be like fun,
Yeah, why do people hate that one so much though?
probably because it's fun.
Yeah,
You know,
I hear a lot of
um,
people be like, "Oh, Hostel One was so good," but then like, "Oh, I couldn't stand Hostel Two."
well, Hostel One had very like didn't it I'll say it like this: it wasn't a fun movie. It felt like a movie that was trying to hurt its audience.
Yeah, I can see what you
You,
mean.
whereas Hostel Two was more about like let's take let's take our audience on a bit of a thrill ride. Where the first was like let's like throw our audience off a cliff.
Yeah. What'd you think? Did you see Hostel 3 yet or no?
Yeah,
What'd you
yeah.
think of that?
It's meh. It's nothing special.
I still somewhat enjoy it though.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was okay. I mean, I got the import Blu-ray
Is
of
that
it.
region free, do you know, or no?
Uh, I'm
Because I
not
think we
sure.
only have the blue or the DVD.
Yeah, I honestly that pisses me off to no end. No modern movie should be DVD only.
Yeah, that was
You
brutal
know?
CGI right there. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was telling you about the Atlanta show, right? Where it's
Uh,
just DVD only. I hate
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Most TV shows are like that now.
yeah,
Every MTV show is
yeah.
DVD only.
I mean,
I mean, it's
I
not
don't
like I
know.
go out looking for MTV shows, but
Yeah, it's almost like though. I kind of I get it, like it's like a TV show. It's like I want to say like a lesser media, if you will.
I would think
But
though, especially with TV shows, because there's just
yeah,
a big TV resurgence right now.
yeah, and I mean, hell, they're being filmed in HD usually.
Well, yeah, yeah, they gotta go on HD channels.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
makes. I
it
think it's just lazy, or they just don't have any hope for disc sales.
maybe yeah that always annoyed me about MTV's Scream.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's the only one I would have wanted to buy, but
Yeah, because I actually really liked the Scream TV show.
oh, I liked it a lot, both seasons.
Yeah,
I wanna. I'm anxious to see the third one, but yeah, I just wish they made a Blu-ray set. That's why I'm holding out till when the whole
yeah,
show's done, just to
yeah,
see if maybe they release like a whole set.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. But then again, you can always. I love this scene.
Yeah.
Just kind of like you've totally forgotten about Tiny.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he just showed, and that just proves his size.
Do you know if that's the original actor or?
Well, he's got the bag on his head, so I think that's the stunt double.
Yeah, because when they shoot these movies, it could be like way out of place.
Yeah, and another interesting thing is he died 2 months after the movie came out. Did Matthew McGrory? So,
What did he have?
I,
Just some disease that made him super
I
tall or something?
yeah, I think so. So what ended up happening though is in the theater, this movie didn't have a dedicated to credit, but on Blu-ray it does.
Oh, okay. Why? Because
Yeah.
when they made the cut for the theater, he was still living.
When it was released in theaters, he was still alive.
Wow.
He died about 2 months after it came out.
Man, that sucks.
And
That's cool. They
yeah,
made sure to give him that credit though at the end.
yeah. I mean,
Is it like the
well, that's,
first credit you see, or is it way at the end?
I think it might be the first credit.
Now you
You
could
know,
tell those flames were CG'd though inside that building.
yeah,
Like not maybe not there, but when they were sitting in the flames.
yeah. This is sort of a thing though that I've never really got. Like, why does Tiny go back in the house?
See, I don't remember. Is that what he does here?
Yeah, he kind of just turns around and goes back in the house because at this point right now, you know, their enemy is dead.
Yeah.
Quite literally, his head's on backwards. Um, if they could get themselves patched up, they could survive, especially like with Tiny being there. But why does he just decide we'll come back for you? Like how? I think
He
he
is a
walks in.
huge dude. I mean,
Yeah,
that is kind of sad, actually.
yeah, and that's actually him playing that role there. You can tell because he's got like the wonky walk,
Yeah.
and this, like he walks into the burning house. So obviously, he's like,
Is that to show he's just like mentally challenged or something?
I don't know. I really don't know. All I when then it blows up. So his character is well and truly dead. You know?
Yeah. Well, they could do something though. He survives somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. And
That
here we
looks
come
beautiful.
with yeah, that I love these shots. Honestly, these shots remind me completely of the opening of The
Shining.
Shining.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I've said before, I'm not the biggest fan of The Shining. I find it to be overrated, but those opening shots are magnificent.
Oh yeah, especially the music they use too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like this music
definitely.
they're using here too.
Yeah.
It just shows the show like with the same kind of footage, how music could change the mood of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hell, if you put on like a Beach Boys song at this point, it would. It
I'd be
would. It would.
interested to see how it would look. It would still be kind of
Yeah.
sinister, maybe.
Yeah.
Especially because Charles Manson was a huge Beach Boys fan, and you heard like he was palling around with the guitarist or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You ever heard any of his music?
Yeah, not that good.
No. It's kind of like just generic,
60s pop.
60s. Yeah, I mean, I can't help but wonder though if someone had given him a shot at music, whether,
He would have
you
done the
know,
famous route, or if he would have still gone as
yeah,
Colt or whatever.
yeah, maybe he'd have been, like a musician somewhere. Maybe he would have still been, you know, a bunch of people might not have died.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, did you ever see that Marilyn Manson cover he did of a, I think it was a song called like My Monkey or something?
I think so.
Marilyn Manson covered it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so here's kind of, you know,
I love that all them
we're
guns
coming
on
up.
the side seat.
Yeah. Here's where we're coming up to like the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
See, and this is what I think. I think from right now on, like like for a sequel, I think all of this is in their heads.
See, the way it's filmed, it could be that way.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
and then in the third one, it may like show this and then snap into reality of what really happened.
yeah, I mean that would be probably the most logical way to go about it.
Yeah, doesn't this almost make it seem more sad, just them chilling, laughing, and all that? And
Yeah.
this shows back to what they're like now.
Mhm. Yeah, he's like waking them up and everything. Cause I mean, honestly, like, how would those cops know to be there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm real interested to see. that new one.
Yeah.
It should come out soon because they're finished filming it.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you think it'll get an actual theatrical, like wide theatrical release?
well, with the popularity of this one, I wouldn't be surprised.
But what about how bad 31 failed, though?
That's true.
Unless the
Yeah.
only way they may have to, in the commercials, will have to specify that this is a sequel to The Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, probably.
Because did this movie do a lot better than House of Thousand Corpse as far as sales went?
I think it did, yeah. I mean, a lot of people, like non-horror fans almost even enjoyed Devil's Rejects simply because, it's got like that like Bonnie and Clyde feel type, you know?
Yeah.
You
And it was
know?
probably shocking to them, especially normal
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Yeah, and also how all this is going on in like slow motion and everything. That kind of makes me think also, maybe it could all be
Now, did you come up with that theory, or had you heard that somewhere else?
that's I think I came up with that theory. I hadn't heard it anywhere before I came up with it. I don't know whether anyone else had come up with it as well.
Yeah, it's almost like
You
too
know?
good, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like, you know, you can go one of maybe, three ways. And you could be one, that they somehow survived this, but when you actually watch it and you're seeing all the hits they're taking and everything.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I don't think Rob Zombie planned on doing a sequel. But it's one
I
of those things where you
yeah.
could argue, like, oh, yeah, we slowed it down and did all this. For
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's
Yeah,
gotta be
like
what happens.
yeah, either that or they got to go with like a Dr. Satan angle.
I just don't think they're gonna do that, though.
I know. It's a shame cuz I like Dr. Satan as a character.
Oh, yeah, look out. That was real bad
Yeah.
CGI.
Yeah. I would like to see a movie about Dr. Satan.
Yeah,
Just about Dr. Satan,
I
you
know.
know? You see, and then you could even do it right there in loving memory, Matthew McGrory.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And it's the first credit. I like that. And they spelled his name right. Unlike in Halloween H2O.
Whose name did they misspell in that? Oh, Donald Pleasance.
Donald
That's
Pleasance, yeah. Yeah, like this here, you could even do the scene right up to there and then just have him like kind of snap to and them like wake up and be like, well, that won't work.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Yeah, this is some great shots also. I mean,
You like the music they add to it, or nah?
yeah. I mean, I pretty much when it comes to the music in Rob Zombie films, I'm always pleased with it.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre though, just how chaotic and intense the movie is. And
Yeah.
once this music starts, it's like I
Yeah.
don't know. Like I like it, but it's just like makes you feel like wow, that was intense.
Yeah. I mean, it's this sort of thing. You also feel like I get the idea when Rob Zombie makes a movie, he thinks, like, well, I'll have this song playing, and and then he kind of goes out of his way to make sure he gets it.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
Tarantino, pretty much.
Yeah. And I honestly, I mean, when you listen to the soundtrack of pretty much any Rob Zombie movie, it's a great soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
I guess that's what you get when you have like a musician as a director.
definitely. I still
Music's
think
going to play a big part.
one of the best music movie like pairings
Hmm.
was when Michael Myers meets Ken Foree in Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Sawyer starts playing.
But yeah, it's completely awesome.
Yeah, because it
The-
matches with the truck pulling in and all that. It was just perfect.
yeah. I just love in also like when they use God of Thunder.
Oh yeah.
it just fits the scene,
Yeah.
and I'm quite sure, he thought like, I'll have this coming in, I'll have God of Thunder playing here, I'll have Tom Sawyer playing at this point.
Yeah, they're like big songs he uses. I mean,
Yeah, and
Freebird and stuff. I mean,
yeah, and I mean, and he gets them, which is the thing. I mean, I think 31 didn't have that many big name
no.
songs.
I don't know. There's not actually one memorable song I remember.
I think it's main. I don't think there's a lot of like real world songs, if you will. I think it's more, if I remember right. It's been a while since
Just an
I
original
last
score.
saw it. Yeah, you know, Satan's got to get along
Yeah, I was
without
just
me.
reading that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is like a musical history lesson.
Oh yeah. Like I wonder if he was just fans of all these songs, or if he
I
was
I would
just looking
I
in
would
on like the back catalogs of whatever. But I'm looking at some of them are Geffen, some are Universal.
yeah.
They all
I
pretty much say Geffen though.
Is he on Geffen?
I don't know. I think the
Uh
White Zombie stuff maybe. Well, maybe
yeah.
not though. For
I'm
some reason,
just gonna.
I feel like White Zombies was like Warner. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. I know I've got some Rob Zombie CDs, but I don't know where. Well, I got that one there. Let's take a look.
Rotten Cotton
Uh,
T-shirts. I don't know. Fright Rags may not have been around at
Here
this
we
time. I
go.
don't know.
He's on Universal Music,
Is
so
Geffen an off-brand of Universal though?
it might be. I mean, that might explain why.
Because I think everything had Universal or Geffen on it.
Yeah, so I mean, that would kind of explain why he can get them.
Yeah, because that's usually is the case. Like Warner
Yeah,
movies, they'll use songs from artists that are signed to Warner.
yeah,
And throughout the years, people would ever know any of that. But
yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing. This would be a cool album to have.
what
The
Devil's
Devil's
Rejects,
Rejects, yeah,
like a
soundtrack.
Mondo special edition,
Yeah, that would be cool.
like with
That'd be
some
really
cool
cool.
cut. Yeah, but
I mean, I don't know whether it'll ever happen, but
yeah, maybe when the new one comes out, they'll do something.
yeah, could be.
Maybe have like a picture disc, the shape of the face, that skull
Yeah,
face. They'd never do
that
nothing like that, but that would be cool.
that would be kind of cool. Have
Yeah.
you have you seen that the weird ass little record for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I think it is?
No.
They have one. It's like Groot.
Wow, that's
It's
pretty
like
cool.
it's like baby Groot, and it's like a record the shape of him. They have a record of those things in the new Star Wars movie. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
I don't know what they're called. They look kind of like footballs.
See, yeah, it'd have to be like a movie I like though. Like I really like
Yeah,
the idea of the weed leaf vinyl
yeah,
for Up in Smoke, Cheech and Chong.
yeah,
Like that's badass.
yeah.
And like there's a vinyl record from oh my god, what's that guy's name? Oh, well, let's end the recording though, so people who came from
Yeah.
Devil's Rejects will end it there. But
Yeah.
anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this commentary. We'll be back next Wednesday with another one. This is Cordy's
Yeah.
Crypt.
This is BDG Reviews.
Peace.
Peace.